What is up, everybody? We're trying a little bit later this week. A little bit later by, 8 minutes. I'm a little bit late. I wanted to try to start this at 4 p.m. Here we are at 4:08. Hope everybody's well. We have a few things to talk about. There's kind of in the description and in the title of the live stream, there's a couple things listed, so you can probably tell a few things we're going to talk about here. But as always, I'm going to wait for chat room to start rolling in. And I would like everyone to tell me where you're at. No swag. What's up, Alex? What's up, Dawson? Where is everybody? I'm here in beautiful California. It's finally not raining. We've been getting so much goddamn rain. And it's finally sunny outside. So it feels like it should. Very excited. It's going to be in the mid-70s this weekend out of the paintball field. It's going to be a fun day at the paintball field on Sunday. Yep. Where is everybody from? Please, if you're in this chat room, I want to know where people are watching me from. One of the things I always think about doing these live streams is if I'm doing them at the right time. People are all over the goddamn place. People in, my neck of the woods are still working. Some of you guys are just getting off work. SoCal, Illinois, Chicago, Colorado, Georgia. Goddamn, everyone's everywhere. DC, Boston, Hawaii. You're everywhere, guys. Nebraska, Oklahoma. Steven Jackson will be at SC Village this weekend on Saturday. I heard that they're gonna do a bunch of work at SC Village, and they're adding a bunch of stuff and making it better and stuff like that. So that's kind of cool. Sal, good. Yeah, good evening. Okay. Well, you know what? One thing that I guess we can talk about that's not in the description of this video. It's almost 10 past midnight in the UK. Tell me about it. In this new CS3 video, I did an interview with Jack Wood, we'll say main man designer guy over there at Planet Eclipse. And yeah, doing interviews with him at 6 a.m. is not the most fun thing. Cleaning up SC Village, that's always good. Okay. So you know what? I'm a little confusing. But I've also got this. And one of the things I will say dislike about a lot of the new JT masks, there are a ton of them, right? There are, I might have to cut this open. We might have to find a cutter. Let's just use this Allen wrench and stab it and this isn't the best way to do this. Oh, there we go. We'll just peel the sticker off. Yeah, one thing I don't like about these. A huge fan of the ProFlexs. Man, I don't want to damage this box at all. Huge fan of the ProFlexs. Have always worn the ProFlexs. I mean, when I started playing paintball, 20 plus years ago, I was wearing the ProFlexs. One thing is kind of cool. They come with 2 lenses. Yeah, I've always worn the ProFlexs. I really like the ProFlexs, so it's not like I'm bashing on the ProFlexs here. But one thing I don't like about these new masks, it's just kind of the quality of these lower parts of the bottom nose area, as well as the goggle frame. If I switch over to, we'll say that mode, that's a little bright. Hold on. I didn't really we're gonna get brighter. Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah, one of the things I don't really like about, we'll say this specific ProFlex, there's these ones, there's that skull one, there's a new carbon fiber one that came out, there's the Dynasty version. I'm just not a fan of this material on the front. It's not the classic JT material you're used to. It's dye sublimation. So they actually take these parts and then kind of put a material over the top of it to give it I don't know, that look. You can kind of hear them. They're a little bit rough. So I'm not a fan of a lot of these new ProFlexes. The one I really like, though, I really like these, we'll say ice, or the new clear ones. And these also have a little sticker right there that I'm not going to be able to get off. This time we'll try it with a smaller Allen wrench, and we're going to poke through the sticker and try to peel it off. So these, golly, I can't get that Allen wrench out of there. Let's put it under. And these remind me way more like the old ProFlex. They remind me of what the ProFlex eyes used to be. So this one only comes with a single lens, and these things are really expensive. These are $135. These clear ones. So it's crazy to me to think that these are $135, whereas, you know, just like 4 years ago, you could get a ProFlex for like $60. But this reminds me a lot of the old ProFlex. So you can actually kind of see the difference between, if you look at that goggle frame, see how it's just all matte finish on this? And one of the problems is this stuff can peel off, you know, like if you really try, you can rub it and you can peel this like material off kind of. And I just like these. They just remind me of that old eyes ProFlex. They're still just as squishy. They're not going to fade. They're like correctly dyed, incorrectly made. Not maybe correct, but they're made like I like them. So I like these things. I don't know. It's just something that's bothered me with a lot of the new ProFlexes. They just don't, I don't know, don't look as good as they could, or don't remind me of the old ProFlex. It would be cool to see that bandana style like that, but still in this, like, I don't know, however the hell they made it back in the day. So that's old man complaining about the ProFlex. I still love it. It's still a very, very, very nice mask. But, you know, they've reached the prices where they're, you know, $120, $130 for the things. And at that price, it's just kind of odd, you know. I think that I'd rather spend a little extra money and get a different mask, maybe. I mean, there's so many more masks out there now with, you know, better features. You know, you get quick release lenses. You have like quick release goggle straps with quick removable foam. These still have glued foam, and you gotta like pry the ears or pry the goggle strap out. Complaining about the ProFlex, but I still like it. It's just a little overpriced for me, and just, I don't know, I don't really like those new patterns. Yeah. Anyway, what are you guys talking about in here? Lewis, I got a Helix Chrome Thermal, no scratches. I updated to the Hero 7 White that I record with. I don't know. Awesome. That sounds really good. I don't know how to read this. I'm going to go with Zeiton. I can't stand the new JT stuff. My 20-plus year old Pro Shields are still the most comfortable and still the best looking, in my opinion. Yeah, I like the Pro Shield. The Pro Shield, if you guys aren't super familiar, is a version, I want to see if I can see myself, is really kind of just the JT ProFlex, but without it being, you know, flexy. It just has like a hard front. I wore the Pro Shields for a long time. I really liked the Pro Shield when I put my like Revo like rubber ears on the things. I was a fan of them. It's really just, yeah, a kind of cheaper version of the ProFlex, but has that hard skirt. And it's a little bit shorter as well. There's also, Kendrick says, I dig the Flex 8s. My biggest problem with the Flex 8 was they're very narrow. So I found that like just wearing the thing, it like smashed my ears, but I got like, you know, like orangutan ears or something, but it like pushed my ears really hard and I didn't like it. It's uncomfortable. I don't think they breathe as well either, but they're definitely like more narrow and more streamlined. Yep. Flex 8 gang and true. I got a big head, says Tyler. Old soul. What is your camera setup these days? Sal asks, which camera? People ask that, and I don't know which ones they mean. Like what's this stuff? Or like what paintball gun camera I use. Because I've kind of changed the paintball one up. I use, at least in the videos that have been out very, very recently, like there's a gameplay video on the Ruined Clips channel from highlights of this. I've been using that thing. The Insta360 1RS. It's a 360 camera, so I kind of mount it like that. But I think I want to mount it even taller, because the problem now is that like I kind of see my hopper still a lot, so if I mount it higher, it'll get away from my hopper. But the problem with that is then it's like sticking up so high that it's just kind of stupid. I have to like be aware of it, because if I put it like this much higher and I'm standing at like one of the cans, it will be over the top of the bunker. So I just got to be aware when I'm freaking playing with the thing. Jared, Brad, I'm thinking about downgrading from my TM40 to a 170R. Mistake or nah? Well, I don't know. I think if people asked, I'd say that the TM40 is a better gun. You know, the TM40 is still going to have a lot of the features that 170R isn't, right? Like, you can get the frame off quick. It talks to you. I mean, that's about it. I mean, I personally, honestly, would rather have the 170R, mainly just because I trust those guns more. You know, I don't think that the TM40 is going to perform better. It's not more air efficient. It's not quieter. It doesn't kick less. It's not easier on paint. You know, none of those things, really. So, pure performance, you know, the 170R is going to be just as good as that TM40. Nate Hanneman with a super chat. I appreciate you, Nate. If anyone else, you know, super chats, although it's taken forever, and my goddamn freaking light is still not working. I want the light to do this, but I don't know freaking why. I want it to do this, but it's not freaking doing it. I don't know what the deal is. Nate, you're amazing with a $9.99 super chat. How's everyone doing this evening? He wants to know. I'm gonna drink some water. I haven't talked all day long. You know, I'm all right, you know. I can answer your question. A lot of other people can't answer your questions. Sal, did I ever get my hands on the Dye DLS, and what are my thoughts on it? I have not really. I mean, I've shot one. I've, you know, held them and stuff. Not a review. I don't know if I want to. I don't know. The DLS is cool. I mean, I like the idea. I like the idea of like kind of collaborating with another company. Dye's kind of been falling behind, I think, you know, in the high-end gun stuff. Luxes have been far more popular than the Dye guns. And Planet Eclipse guns obviously are far more popular. Although a lot of people like the DSR Plus. So a lot of people are using the DSR Plus. DLS, though, I think the biggest problem with that DLS is it just didn't work, right? I mean, they've had so many problems with the bolt. They keep like releasing these little like, oh, you know, maybe if you try Loctiting this part down, it'll work better. But they still don't, I think, know exactly why a lot of people are having problems, or, you know, why some of those guns are having problems. So it's cool, I think, that they tried to like, you know, do a collaboration with Ryan over at Lurker. Some yelling outside. I think that's cool. I think it's a cool way to like, you know, maybe trial run some like new bolt systems before you put it in like a major gun. But it's got to work, right? You can't sell only 500 of the things and it just not work. So that's unfortunate. But I like it. I mean, I think it's a cool idea. I was all excited. I was like, oh, finally they're going to release. We're going to get to see that Lurker. What the heck do they call that bolt system in there? I'm like blanking on all the Lurker stuff. Lurker's not the biggest company, so it's not like I'm talking about Lurker all the time. Dylan, when is that CS3 video going to come out? You know, there's been a couple delays. I gotta film something at the paintball field this weekend. So very soon, within a week. The Eigen. No, Eigen. Is it Eigen? Or was the Eigen their barrel? I even have an Eigen barrel, I think, around here. Somewhere around here I've got an Eigen barrel. I don't know. You know what else got today? I actually really like these. These are the new... Let's actually move this around too. What's going to happen if I do this? Invisible paint gun. The invisible gun video, I actually filmed a little bit of that. Mainly to try to test stuff out. Not 100% sure about that though. Okay, so these are really neat. And the main reason I like these is because they're gray. It might be a little hard to tell. But yeah, you can see that against my beanie. These are graphite. These are the new infamous Pro Comp pants. Or are they Comp Pro? Pro Comp, nope. The infamous Pro DNA Pro Comp jogger, I should say. They're really not crazy, you know. They're just kind of some paintball pants. I just like them a lot. I really like this gray color. I'm a fan of that gray. I think one of the, we'll say, major selling points or like features on these things is just this whole fabric is waterproof. Well, I shouldn't say waterproof. We're going to say water resistant, which isn't really that big a deal because I think a lot of pants actually are coming with kind of like water resistant or DWR. They have like a treatment on the front of them so the water kind of beads off. It's going to have that same treatment that like a rain jacket has. You can actually buy that stuff, that treatment, and do it to anything you want. So you could do it to paintball jerseys you have or some other pants. But they're literally just pants. I'm just a big fan of them being gray and not black. There's black ones as well as like a sage color, which I don't want to say is olive, but it's a little bit lighter than olive. I don't know. It's, you know, sage color. They are joggers. I like the bottom cuff, how it's not really tight. They're a little bit larger than most joggers. They're not as narrow right there, which I like a lot. I'm really getting tired of wearing joggers all the time. So I like these. I like how they have like the ventilated fabric. They're extremely lightweight. They're probably, I don't want to say the lightest paintball pants, but they're up there with the lightest. So I wear the HK Army track air pants, those Air TRK or TRK air pants. And they're just as light as these. These are probably a little bit lighter, but I mean, come on. We're talking like tens of grams and stuff like that. I like them. These are $150. I think this is probably a better deal than this, you know, $200 ProFlexs. I don't know. The infamous Pro DNA Comp pant. I like Infamous. They make a bunch of stuff. I keep talking about Infamous stuff. Infamous came out with their barrels about a year ago now. These pants, they have 3 pairs of pants now. These will probably kind of replace their, I think, the Pro ACP pant. I thought about setting like the camera up to try them on and stuff. I should say they have a zipper pocket in the back so you don't lose your items, but only one zipper pocket and a little like, you know, dealio right there. I don't really quite know what that's for. It looks like it could be a belt loop right there on the back, but it's probably not. It's just a fashion statement. Drawstring closure, which I actually really like. I find those as drawstrings. You can get them like the exact freaking tightness you want to. Osborne for this. I appreciate that. $4.99. We're gonna round it up to $5 super chat. Come back to the game after 10 years away last spring. I don't know why I read that so bad. Your channel has been an asset. Why, thank you. I appreciate that. That $4.99 super chat I will put to use too somehow. It'll pay a percent of my mortgage. Not that I don't have a mortgage. We'll say rent. I appreciate it very much, guys. Monetization, I can't monetize these paintball videos really anymore. Sometimes when people used to watch videos, you know, after the fact, these live streams, make money on them. The last one got deleted, so I'm not going to monetize live streams anymore. We're just going to hope you guys do super chats. And also hope that you go to the Paintball Ruined My Life store and buy merch. Although I didn't set my whole merch thing up, but pbrml.shop is where you can get all that cool paintball gear. You can get like headband. I got headbands in there. I'm trying to like load something. We'll see if it worked. Right there. I've got headbands, barrel covers, t-shirts. I think there's some hats in there. There's some beanies in there. Paintball ruined my life. There's been a lot of people who've actually purchased stuff recently, and I want to thank everybody. There's some pretty good deals in there. You can get a headband individually, like this cool Paintball Ruined My Life all over print logoed one. $30, or there's a 3-pack in there you can get for $90, which is actually a really good deal. You got to think that's, you can get 3 Paintball Ruin My Life headbands for the cheapest Hermesis headband possible. That's a pretty good deal. Either way, you're helping out paintball people. So, Sal, I see that long comment. I'm going to talk to you about it. What are your thoughts on the way teams are connecting with their fans, mainly the Dynasty Champions Club? And now the infamous Skull Society. I don't know anything about the infamous Skull Society. We're going to check that out. Do you think other teams will do more of that? That's a very good question. You're freaking killing it with the questions. I like that one. Well, one thing, I'm going to get a big cough. It's so dry. Okay, what are we seeing here? So, yeah, I'm going to go to Infamous's website. One of the problems that I think really kind of has happened in the last, we'll say 15-ish years with, oh my gosh, we got video playing on their website. I don't want that to happen. One of the things that's kind of happened is, we'll think about 20 years ago, right? We had a lot of media stuff. We had Dirter were making videos. We had, I don't know, Dirter. There were, paintball companies making videos. There were DVDs out there. There were all kinds of like third-party companies, we'll say, making stuff. And with the rise of the internet and free content, like YouTube and mainly just YouTube, a lot of those companies have gone away, right? We don't really pay for that stuff anymore. So it's been really difficult for some of these smaller companies in like a small industry like paintball to kind of stay around, right? So I think we've seen all of that go away. And one of the reasons, or one of the ways that players were connecting with fans was through that media, right? Was from watching DVDs. People were, everyone in the chat's like Monkey with a Gun, for sure. There were all these like that one right there. The excessive Heroes for a Day thingy. There are videos like that. Golly, man. I can eat some hot sauce. Made my spit super thick. There were ways for people to connect with fans, through DVDs like that. Or right there, someone said Faceful. There were magazines. There were a lot of things. And then it kind of all just went away. I think that's mainly because of the internet. And then there's been like this huge gap of like, this void of getting to know pro players and like becoming a fan of stuff. So I think that, Dynasty doing that and like connecting with their fans more, making their fans like them more, making their fans more interested in paintball. If you're part of the Champions Club from Dynasty, you're probably going to watch the tournament too, It kind of like more involves you with paintball. So I really like it. I like that they're doing that. And I've always like encouraged or, tried to get teams to do all that stuff, whether it's, making YouTube stuff or getting better at Instagram or Facebook. Freaking Facebook, though. Everything's on Facebook. I'm a fan. The infamous, what did you call it? Skull Society? I got to spell right, though. Although nothing came up in the Google. I'm not sure. Maybe they just announced it and it's just not there yet. I like it. I'm a fan of it. More ways that we can get people to enjoy paintball or just, want to watch it more and just kind of be involved. I'm all about it. I hope it makes money, a lot of these paintball players, myself included, anyone who works in this industry, does a lot sometimes, or it's, works a lot or doesn't work a lot. But either way, no one's making a lot of money. So for the people that are working a lot and contributing a lot, I'd like them to be able to make a living from paintball. So if more people can do that, I think it's good. Dylan, so I picked up a used LV2 for $9.50. That seems pretty good. That's actually really good, right? That seems really good. For my friend, and traded my TM40 in on a CS3 pre-order from Punishers today. That's a good idea. I'd rather have a CS3 than the TM40. $9.50 is really good, though. That's crazy. I don't have any idea what they're selling for, but I would guess they're like 13-ish, huh? That's a steal. Kendrick, Matt the Gym Rat, Matt was here. Matt was in this chat last week, and I said the same thing. You said, I think Matt the Gym Rat has been doing some good stuff. Yes, most definitely. And I actually intended to have... I'm going to go to this really quick. Nightmare, I'm going to give a big old comment. I'm going to read your comment. Hold on. Dawson, I appreciate that. $5 even super chat. Thank you very much, sir. I have $400 to upgrade my marker. I'm looking, at a Mini GS. What's your opinion on the Mini GS, and do you think I should buy one? I love the Mini. I think that, really, if you have exactly $400, I'm going to see if this is, I just remembered something. If you have exactly $400, I think that, I guess the ETHA, or not the ETHA, I'm sorry, the Mini GS. I love the things. I think the Mini is still one of the most reliable paintball guns. They shoot very, very well. My only problem with the Mini is it's just so freaking small. I hold the thing and it's it's just wildly small for me. So my biggest complaint with the Mini has been, I want to make sure this thing freaking loads. My biggest problem with the Mini is, it's just too freaking small. So I think that, I don't know, at $400, I guess the Mini is your only option. You could probably find some used ETHA 2s around that price. Or I personally, I'd just save the extra $150 and buy an ETHA 3. I think that the ETHA 3 long term, you'll probably be a little bit happier with. I think overall, those guns are a little bit nicer. So I think that it's just a little bit more satisfying to use. Where the Mini, you kind of feels a little cheaper. So it's kind of I don't know, I see people upgrading away from the Mini way quicker than they are when they're with the ETHA 3. My advice is probably go hold either of them. If you're capable of it, if you can get to the paintball field or a paintball store, just try to hold either of them and just decide on how they feel. But I wouldn't, there's no problems with the Mini GS. They're awesome. I like the Mini. Nightmare, you said something long right above Dawson here. I miss old school videos, but even now paintball companies can't seem to make videos on YouTube since they're not allowed to promote the sale of paintball markers. Yeah, I don't know if that's true. I don't know. I'm doing it all the time, right? It's definitely gotten much harder. Obviously, I guarantee probably even more difficult. But I don't know. I think that the biggest reason they don't do it is just because they don't want to. Really. There's plenty of reasons they could put stuff on, YouTube, but it's gotten definitely harder. Yeah, I don't know. You said Nightmare. They can't. What's going on here? They can, but they can't mention the website or use links in the description. Otherwise, they get demonetized. I do it all the time, though. I don't know. You just can't link to shops or mention the shop. I do it all the time, though. I always do it for Black Friday. I don't know. There's like, go buy your paintball guns from bfpgear.com. I say that all the time. I'm not sure. It's very difficult to understand, though, because, I got a video my live stream got deleted 2 weeks ago for violating the firearms policy, and then they linked to the part where it was just gameplay. I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, it's literally paintball gameplay, and they said I couldn't do it. And then I appealed it, and they were still just like denied. And I'm like, but there's paintball gameplay all over. I was like, so I don't know. It's definitely getting weird. I'm with you on that. I know that they say that you can't link to like firearm websites and like firearm sales, but like it's technically not a firearm either. And they used to have like in the YouTube guidelines, they actually had a spot that said like paintball guns or something, or a specific thing that said airsoft. And I was always like, well, let's hope we get lumped in with the airsoft. I do think live streams, Nightmare, I do think live streams are different, because I was reading something about like how they're more aggressive kind of with live streams or something like that. I don't know. I definitely, if I take a paintball gun apart and I show like a top-down video, they don't like that at all, because they think it's a gun right away. Anyway. It's a little more difficult. My workaround for that, though, is it's really only a problem in live streams. If I like upload a video, every time I upload something now, it gets demonetized. But then all I have to do is manually appeal it. And then even if it gets denied, I just keep uploading them and appealing them. And eventually one gets checked as like, this one's good. And then I just run with that one forever. And they say that after manual appeal, no matter what happens in the future, it will be monetized. I don't know though. You say Nightmare. They classify paintball, airsoft, and real steel under the firearms section now. I just uploaded a video and it broke down the definitions. Well, I'll definitely check it out. It's confusing. Like, I was even looking up the definition of firearm, and I'm like, is a paintball gun technically a firearm? Literally anything's a firearm. I mean, technically, like, you blowing spit wads at people through a straw is technically a firearm. So it gets kind of weird. Anyway, so we'll stop complaining about YouTube. Jordan, I'm pretty sure you can't buy a paintball marker online because of the vague description of firearm in New York. I don't know. There are definitely different like definitions of the word firearm too, and I was like, well, it depends on what state we're in, but it really just depends on whatever YouTube wants, and I kind of get it. Like, if I was them, I wouldn't want guns all over my website either. So a dude telling you spitballs is technically a firearm. All it says is like a firearm's like a projectile weapon, or a thing that you can carry around that shoots that like moves projectiles or something. I was like, what? I don't know. Anyway, we don't worry about that. That's not why we're here. What else do we have to talk about? This was kind of interesting. This is not a really like big, cool paintball product, but these were pointed out to me a couple days ago. I don't know how long this has been around. Sector Paintball. So this is a site, we'll say, that you put in your paintball gun, and you can kind of just look down the thing, and it kind of makes a sight. I'm like 99% sure this is Jason Edwards from Tampa Bay Damage making this thing. Jason Edwards would always put like a big fat roll of tape around the end of his barrel. I think that's so he can like see the end of the barrel, and it might make it a little easier for him to point at stuff. So these are interesting. It's like, it's got those little like, I don't know, neon sight things that make it like easy to see in the day. There's a red version of it. There's that single version of it. Kind of reminds me of the old dye ion sight from back in the day. You'd put it like, let's just search for it. The dye ion or iron? It was definitely ion. Right, like that bad boy. And you'd put it like on your gun, and even behind the breech there was this little like, little same idea, like that same little like, I don't know, fluorescent-y dot. So even from behind the feed neck you could still use the thing. It still kind of worked. I don't know, I'm interested. I'm not sure if like how much the feed neck would be in the way on that single one. That's probably why these like double things would work better. I'm interested. They're only $20. It's silicone, so it kind of like, it just compresses over that barrel. That's kind of interesting. Was it Izon sight? The Izon? Izon. Oh my god, they still have them. Jesus Christ. I had no idea this was a product. What in the hell? Holy smokes. How long has this been around? I've never seen this. That's crazy. That's the new version, I guess. The damn Izon sight. Hits a Picatinny rail. You got that Weaver mount in there. Wow. I had no idea. Cool. It's definitely more expensive. I mean, you got, $100 versus 20. Sector Paintball. This is kind of cool. It was a brand new product that I never knew anything about. I saw the other day. High Vis. High Vis made a paint gun sight. Oh. Ungodly eye. That's probably not eye. Those are probably just like, bars. Ungodly. I don't think I'd find that super useful. I'm not really looking at where my barrel is pointing, more where my paint is landing. Me too. Me too. But I don't know. Me too. You going to do a review video on what? On these things? I would. I mean, maybe not a whole video. I mean, I'd like talking about them during a live stream or something if I had them. But I don't want to make. There's probably no reason to make a whole video on that thing. Can we talk about Regs? Dylan asks. Sure. I have a Ninja Pro V2 Reg. What's the difference between that and a Powerhouse, and is it worth it? There are many differences between those. I mean, just because they're considerably different style regulators. I'm not really sure if there is a difference. I mean, let's say regulators in general. So what do? They regulate pressure, right? So they kind of do two things. They pull down from 4,000 PSI to 500 or whatever. And they're also consistent. So you need if you're shooting really fast, you need that regulator to be consistent and responsive. And I don't really think that those Ninja regs or the Powerhouse regs are any better than each other. There's no question that the Powerhouse regs are manufactured quite a bit better. I mean, there's no doubt they're better. But they're, double the price, triple the price sometimes. So I think it matters the person, right? I think for me, I'm not really caring so much about having the super uniqueness or the extreme build quality of that Powerhouse regulator. So for me, being the performance is almost identical between the two. I don't think we could even prove if one was better. Well, we probably could if we built some sort of apparatus, but you're never going to notice playing with it. You know, I'm probably just going to go with that Ninja Reg because it's cheaper. I mean, really, you know, they're quite a bit cheaper. I think parts are a little bit more readily available for them. Yeah, but that doesn't mean that those, you know, Powerhouse regulators are bad. Powerhouse Paintball, if people aren't... Powerhouse is not the biggest company in the world, so why don't we go over and look at some Powerhouse stuff? Let's shop. This website reminds me of Exalt. A little bit. Exalt Paintball. A little bit. This kind of reminds you of Exalt a little bit, you know? A little bit. I mean, even the like logo is kind of like Exalty a little bit. Oh, a little bit. Powerhouse shop regulators. Hope you guys can't even see this. I'm like, look, it looks the same. Look at Powerhouse Exalt. That looks a little similar. Powerhouse Exalt. Okay. TKO regulators. So that's going to be their most common one. They only have one thing in stock. Infamous also, oh gosh, I don't want to deal with the Infamous website. There's too much stuff on here. Gear? Where's like tanks or something? Air systems? Oh my gosh. Infamous has got all the cool ones though. Yeah, I was going to say, like, this is crazy. I mean, this is what I'm talking about. $350. But it's really cool. I mean, look at that, like, I wish the freaking picture would get bigger or something. Wow. Yep. So they're expensive, and I'm not 100% sure if you're gonna see. Golly, look at all these colors. I'm not 100% sure you're gonna see any type of performance difference. Anyway, yeah. I don't see the point in getting more than a Ninja Reg, considering I don't even shoot enough that I have to worry about slight efficiency edge. There's probably no difference in performance. I mean, you know, technically, one regulator can be more air efficient, but I mean, we're talking like 0.000%. And the only way they're really getting more air efficient is trying to make like air passages more like efficient as well, to have like less kind of like heat loss and whatever. Hans, are Infamous making more harnesses, or should I stop waiting and buy something else? I don't know. I know they haven't had them for a very long time. Well, maybe not a long time. There's been like 3 months or 4 months, I think, where they not had the things. I could be completely wrong. Are they in stock on the website? You want a white one? I know they've only had black for so long. I think I have a white one. Do I have a white one? I have a white one, and I like them. So I don't know. I mean, if you're waiting for white, just get a black one. It's not that big a deal. Adam, I appreciate that super chat, sir. $5.01. I only play Reco Ball. You probably mean Rec. And don't shoot a lot of paint, neither do I. I'm looking for a good non-bouncy pod pack that only carries 1 to 2. I don't know if you're going to find that. I mean, 1 to 2 pods. I don't even think anybody makes a 2-pod pack anymore. Right? No one even makes a 2-pod pack. And I wouldn't, I mean, like most of the time these packs, like, let's go here. We'll say like this Infamous pack. You know, most of the time these packs are like moving around because you have tons of weight in them. You know, you've got 8, 10 pods. That's why they're moving. I think if most of these packs, if you have 4 pods in them, none of them really move. Especially if you have 2. If you buy a 4-pack and like shove 2 pods in there, I mean, you're really not going to like, you know, have problems with stuff moving around too much. So I don't know. I really wouldn't even worry about it. Let's see. I can't think of, I know that like Bunker King, I was going to say Bunker Kings, because Bunker King made a 3-pack that was really small. I mean, yeah, that's like the smallest pack I can think about. But it's still a 3-pack. A lot of a lot of like pump guys really like these things. I'm like 50% sure Dye makes a 2-pack. Did they make the Dye attack pack? Oh, not the attack pack. Not the attack pack. Why am I blanking on it? Yeah, the Jet. That's what I was thinking about. Yeah, 2-pack's really kind of rare. And I probably wouldn't run a 4-pack. I probably wouldn't even run these either. If I was using 2 pods, I think I'd rather have a 4-pack and just put them right in the middle. Yep. Why do I feel like there's a company that's currently making like a adjustable harness? What am I thinking about? I'm like blanking on names of companies right now. Old Soul says, that's also a good point too. I would get a 3-pack and use the 2 outside pockets, or pod pouches. That's not what you said, but I got it. I always carried an extra and then started using the extra because it was there. That's true. Put them on the outside. But I'm always thinking about, like, I want to be like streamlined and small. But even then, yeah, the 3-pack isn't going to be as wide, so it's going to be smaller in general. The Warrior harness. There we go. God damn it. The HK, the 0G harness. But all the HK packs are like that. I was like so blanking on it. I'm like, why? I think my monitor just came unplugged. There we go. Yeah, so one of the better parts, just no one ever adjusts the things, right? I don't even think about it like that anymore. Oh my gosh. So these, and I like all the HK packs. I actually really like these GX harnesses. They're just kind of rare. Every time I go to the paintball store to see if I can, like, you know, jimmy one off of them, they never freaking have them. All these HK harnesses. I shouldn't say all of them do that. So these are just going to be more eject harnesses on the other side of here, right? Magtech. Yeah, so there's 2. I'm not like insano. These aren't adjustable, right? These are like back plate, whatever. Yeah. Yeah, so there are definitely these 2 HK harnesses. It's a little bit hard to tell from these pictures, but, you know, as it sits right there, you can probably put 9 pods in that. What is it, a 4 plus 5 or, I don't know. There you go. You can do the math. I can't do math. There are no pictures of it. Let's see if there are pictures of how to do it in this. There you go. So it's kind of neat with these harnesses. You can kind of see right here, right? There's like slits in the back of the harness that the pod holder goes into, and then they like Velcro on the back side, and you can just straight up take them off. So you could have just these 2 center pods on their 0G harness, or the brand new GX harness is the same way. There just aren't any like really good pictures of it coming off. It's kind of just hidden, the stuff just hidden under there. But yeah, you can easily do that. So you can leave these 2 center ones and just ditch these outside ones if you want. That's the best solution. Hans, thank you for reminding me of that one. But there's another one too I can't remember, I think. What is the name of the paintball company that makes custom pants? Custom tailored pants. You can custom order them. I think they only have like 6 or 7 different waist sizes, but you can order them in different variety lengths if you want. So they're like custom tailored. What's that company? hard for me to sit here and think about stuff while I'm talking. So someone in the chat, let me know. I know some of you guys know. You gotta know. That's really all they make. They make that, and they came out with a pack recently that I believe you can remove pod holders from. No, not PB rack, but PB rack. I haven't looked at PB rack stuff in a really long time, but they still have their normal stuff, right? Yeah. They have those crazy ass like jumper pants. Freaking insane. I want to see some crazy ass paintball stuff. Kinetic, there you go. Thank you there, Osborne. Oop, that's not what I wanted to do. Apparel, I guess? No. Oh, what the heck? The like crazy pants are gone. They had like weird fisherman pant things. Oh, there they are. These are goddamn ridiculous. I mean, you gotta be an insane person to wear these. Look at that. I mean, they're more like snowmobile apparel. I don't know. They're just insano. Kinetic. So yeah, kinetic paintball. I try to type so fast that it never works. Let's see if they have these though. Yeah, I know that maybe, yeah. Or maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I'm a crazy person and you can't actually remove. Maybe it's just this whole panel that's removable. Maybe you cannot remove individual pod dealios. I know these guys have emailed me before, and I've been so bad about like returning calls and stuff. Or not, they haven't called me, they sent me an email. I'm just so bad at it, returning emails. So sorry. If there's, I know there's some guys in there that I need to reply to. This is kind of interesting though. So these use these little like carbon fiber like dealios right here that help kind of like pop out the, they kind of like help pop out the little like pod holder sleeve or whatever. These are really interesting packs and kind of like their apparel. So kind of like their KPS pant. You can get them in different waist sizes. Obviously, I mean, most pants you can buy in different waist sizes, but they also have like a, you know, an inseam that they allow you to do. So it's kind of cool that they actually have like different waist sizes on these harnesses, which is unique. I mean, a lot of paintball packs just kind of have one size, you know. I think that Carbon are the only company I remember doing a different waist sizes. It's kind of cool. You actually cinch the thing down with these like whatever brackety things. Yeah. So kinetic, I would, you know, HK Army. That's where we're at. HK Army 0G is probably the best choice. What else we got to talk about? Oh, we can do this. So the paintball store that I get paintball stuff from here in Sacramento, Sac Paintball, are, you know, hiring. They're looking for a person to work. So if anyone's in Sacramento, you know a lot about paintball, or you're, you know, you don't probably have to know everything about paintball, but at least you're passionate about paintball and want to learn, and you want a job, look at this. On the Sac Paintball Instagram, let's just read this. Assistant store manager position available now. We're looking for a professional assistant store manager to assist with all retail store duties, including but not limited to cash handling. You can read all this. Keeping the store clean, promoting the company programs, including labor warranties and customer rewards. Which isn't that bad. You know, I had to do this at like Gap when I worked at Gap a long time ago, and it was a goddamn nightmare. But at the paintball store, people are like, you know, interested in earning rewards, so they're always like into it. So you don't have to be like, do you want to sign up for our Gap credit card? And everyone's like, no. You're like, hey, You want to win cool paintball stuff? And they're like, yeah. Full store operations. Order fulfillment. Yeah, you know, it's a paintball store. And this is just normal job stuff. Yeah, working for, or I should say working in paintball is always fun. You know, I mean, working in an industry that you like is pretty cool. You got to be 18. Open availability is preferred. You got to have reliable transportation. The ideal candidate for this position. I bet I fit these qualifications. You betcha. You betcha. Customer service experience. You betcha. Interest in paintball? I don't know if I have an interest. I know a lot about it, but I'm not sure interested. Sac Paintball in Sacramento. Go get a job at a paintball store. The same people that own this place are the same people that own BFPgear.com and Extreme Paintball. Gina and Junior. G and the J. As I like to call them. GJ. As Christopher says, this paintball store is fully operational. This is the best paintball store. I mean, the best store, I mean, really there might be like, you know, A&S Gear is probably cooler. A&S probably has more stuff. But other than like A&S and maybe like a handful of stores in Southern California, there's not a better store on the West Coast. There's not a better paintball store within, well, maybe Extreme Paintball. Extreme and Sac Paintball are both really good. There's not a better paintball store within hundreds of miles of those two. Like that goddamn beam. I'm skeptical of the beam lighting. We're going to find out. Pro Edge. Pro Edge is also really good, but they're way more than hundreds of miles away. Yeah. I worked at this paintball store when it opened. Some of you guys might have seen me there, but it's been a long time. I quit when COVID started. I was like, I'm not working at this place with all these crazy idiots here. Yeah. All right, Sac Paintball. What else we got? Ooh, let's put the headphones on, because this happened. Let's watch some of these videos. Lots of wind noise though. Let's switch it around. So this is the ICPL, the Pro DNA Open. I'm going to open this and hope it doesn't break everything. This was last weekend, March 31st to something. In the middle of Tennessee. This is a 10-man mechanical, we'll say like, I guess we'll say professional. It's more of like open, yeah, it's more of like an open thing, because there's not, I guess there are pro teams. Right now, this is, what teams are we watching right now? This is just them walking around on the field. Wow, there's no like information. I thought if I'd pause it, something would come up. Adrenaline versus New York Extreme. So Adrenaline, they've been doing this 10-man thing for a very long time. The same guys who were kind of in charge of all the Adrenaline, like autococker, not autocockers, but like those Luxes and all that Adrenaline stuff. And New York Extreme. New York Extreme is, that same New York Extreme pro team that's playing in the, professional division of the NHL. I've not even watched this, so I don't even know what's happening in this video. But I can tell you one thing, that I really like these Mounds fields. Mounds fields are so much fun. There's a lot of wind noise. So there's a bunch of these videos on the Pro DNA Open Facebook page. I think they did a bunch of like live streams. They just walked around all the fields and kind of did a live stream. See, man, I really do like Mounds. Mounds is so much fun. I know a lot of people don't like the Mounds because it's kind of like hard to know where people are at or whatever. Because you can kind of like this guy sort of just crawl all over the goddamn place and no one really knows where you're at. But that's kind of one of the reasons I like it a lot. Is that you can kind of like... Man, doesn't that field look fun though? Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. I thought that would pause it. It looks so good though. Like this whole area just looks fun. It looks great. It looks like lots of fun. When is the next ICPL? The next... There's so much wind noise. I don't know when the next tournament is. Let's find out. May 19th. So we're looking at like a 2.5 weeks. The next International Classic Paintball League tournament is going to take place in Chesapeake Bay. No, Chesapeake City, Maryland. I'm sorry. At Outdoor Extreme, yep, in Chesapeake City. Just right out of Wilmington. Down the street from Philadelphia and up from Baltimore. So they had a couple different fields here at this International Classic Paintball League. Man, I love it. It looks like so much fun, dude. It looks like so much fun. Like, I really want to play 10-man. Like, I really want to play 10-man. So if anyone wants to, like, fly me out and pay for my entry and paint and give me a gun and, like, pay for the hotel room and buy me food at the tournament, I am totally down to go. I will for sure play. Just got to be able to, like, you know, take care of all those things for me. They had this field... They had this field, which is definitely a little louder.
We're fucking better players than these fucking guys.
Shouldn't talk like that, guys.
Please get your heads in the game. We go out, we perform like the All-Americans.
So this is the reason I...
Hey, stay alive, dude. Let's fucking go, baby.
Throw those guns, people will start
Whatever happens, adapt and make the changes. Whatever happens.
Let's go, baby. Team on 3. 1, 2, 3, 3. You're going to give it 10 seconds, right?
10 seconds, you're going to go on his siren over there.
You're going to go 3, 2, 1, 10 seconds.
12-minute games. If you guys get shot, please come back to the dead box. Put your guns down.
Yes, sir. How's it going, brother?
So this is the Philadelphia All-Americans. Actually, I don't know if they're calling them Philadelphia right now. But they have crazy roster. So they have, it's hard to say who's actually playing, but Tammy Adamson, Todd Adamson, both two old school, very important pros. I don't know who this Brett guy is. You got Frank Connell, Adam Garner, Jude Gardner, sorry. Daniel, I don't know, you got a crazy name. Sam Monville's playing, Ryan Moorhead's playing, Spesh Robinson, and Riley Sullivan. So they have kind of a crazy, like, old school, like, really good roster. Look at all those guys shooting from back center. That's crazy. It's definitely called Swampy. Man, look at that. It's so much fun. 10-man's so much fun, guys. I think that one of the things we kind of like... Jeez, they're so loud. One of the things we kind of miss, I think with, like, you know, playing this airball Yeah, Ryan Moorhead was out there. He was the only guy in not a jersey. I mean, you can see his hair. He's probably way up front now. Yeah, one thing we definitely miss is these games are so long. And they're really intense. You know, the last, like, minute of these games is really intense. And that's something that you, like, kind of can't get in the airball. I think that airball is too fast. So you can't sit there in one bunker for 10 minutes. And then it all just ends really quick, and it's like so intense, and it's like, I like it. I think it's more fun. I have more fun playing this larger, slower format than I do playing X-Ball. I really do. The only problem is that, like, you know, X-Ball matches or this tournament stuff, it's a lot easier to play a bunch of games. You know, you can play, you know, 10, 15 airball points pretty easy in the day. It's way harder to play, you know, 10 or 15 10-man matches. Look at that Frank Connell on the left right there. Just shooting the god. Damn, that's a muddy field. Yeah, it is. I don't know. I don't think it rained at the tournament, though, so I think it was all just from the weeks before, so it probably dried out a little bit, but it's still very, very muddy. Guys running through puddles and stuff. That's never good. You don't want to be running through puddles, guys. Boop. That guy shot in his hopper? No. I mean, you're definitely not going to get rub on this field, though. Did I not shot in his hopper? Am I crazy? Maybe I think he shot right there. I mean, I guess you can rub on the hyperball bunkers, but you're not going to really rub as much as, like, on the airball field. So you're not going to get a lot of, like, transfer from the bunker. Dang, it is kind of funny watching the water, though. You could, like, tell where people are shooting at from the water. I'd be like, the paint's hitting this water at a 14-degree angle. This is all exciting. ICPL. Well, I guess we'll let that play out. See what's going on here. So I definitely put links in the description. If people want to, like, you know, watch more of these, there's links in the description of this video to way more of this stuff. So this is... Let's watch this one. Let's watch this one. Also, a link straight over to Michael Dufort. Dufort is a paintball player. Obviously, I mean, we're watching this paintball stuff. This is a local tournament here in Sacramento. So this was the Capital Edge Paintball League this past weekend. I went out there on Saturday and Sunday and just kind of hung out. And this is... We're going to increase... Should we go 1080p 60 frame on this? I don't know what's going to happen. Dufort. Dufort Media. So he works down at Extreme Paintball in Modesto. So he's friends with all the excessive people. So this is Excessive Green versus the City of Trees. This is D4 X-Ball Inc. with a mercy rule of 3. We'll just watch some of this. We'll leave this going in the background. Michael has tons and tons of videos over there at Dufort Media. Like I said, lots of good gameplay stuff. So if you guys like to watch, maybe like divisional players too, because a lot of people, like, you know, are D4 or you are D3 or D5. And most of the raw footage out there is of pro teams and stuff. So it's pretty cool to see more of this gameplay footage stuff of like local teams or teams that are kind of in our skill level. A lot of the teams like it too. It's really cool to have your entire match filmed like this. It looks freaking great. Michael's out there using a Sony a7S III with the 70-200 4. I'm pretty sure it had to have been the Sony lens. I'm so used to seeing those Canon lenses in that white color. But it looks fantastic. I might say I need to get a longer lens like this, because this is what I want my footage to look like when I'm playing. But I don't have a long lens like this. But I don't want to spend $2,000 on a lens. So there's that. What is this chat doing? Let's look at this. I wonder how many of those all mech handle getting dunked. What are you saying, Nate? I wonder how many of those all mech. I wonder how those all mechs handle getting dunked in mud water. Probably pretty good. I had to kind of reword that.
Okay, next up, D&D Family versus Alliance Black.
Alliance Black. This is a pretty cool tournament. So the guys that I play with most of the time out at the paintball field, the Street Fighters actually won the Division 4 division. That's why it's Division 4. I'm not sure what I sound like either. Is this like background music? Is it the background too? I don't know. It's so hard to tell the levels if they're too loud. We'll talk about some stuff. Someone asked the actual question. Do you recommend grease or lube for the Empire Axe 2.0, and what brand would you use? Well, it's hard, right? Grease and lube are kind of the same thing, you know, because like grease is a lube, you know, like grease is a lubricant, just like, you know, oil is a lubricant. So you kind of need both. But with the axe, you should be using grease, not oil. So I just use the stuff it came with. Or Dow 33 is really good. I would go Dow 33 medium weight. Or Michael got shot, I heard it. Or, I don't want to call him Michael. I want to call him Dufort. I'll call him Michael now. I know the tower got blown over by the wind. Didn't it feel like a DJ? And I'm like, yeah. What am I talking about? Grease. Yeah, Dow 33 or Planet Eclipse grease is Dow 33. It's just a little bit easier to get maybe at the paintball store or something. Dow 33 is what you want. You can get like a 7-ounce tube. Like $40, but it'll last you your whole life. Yeah, there used to be a tower over here on this airball field. There were towers on all the fields, so there was like a big tower over here made out of wood, and it was like, you know, high in the sky, so that coaches could like look down and see and stuff. But it got windy and flew over. It flew over. That works. It flew over. Got jacked up. City of Trees. There are also a bunch of good dudes that play out at Capital Edge a lot. Alice Goldman's making everyone wear those goddamn ballad clobas. I don't know. I think that there will be new towers. I don't know if there's going to be new towers soon out at Capital Edge, but there will be new ones eventually. I know that for sure. I like Dufort. It looks so good. I'm used to seeing my footage. This looks so much better. It was all kind of overcast this day as well, so this footage came out really good because of the overcastness. I also just need a good lens. Nate said something relevant. Not that no, this stuff wasn't. I kind of like the limited paint idea for tournaments. 3 pods and a hopper. So do I. I think that... Yeah. So do I. I like the limited paint idea. So in this current format, you can just... Oh, that guy's missing his freaking top thingy. His back shell. Or top shell? Back shell? What the hell do they call that? Yeah, like this current format, guys just shoot, you know, paint and paint. They just, you know, shoot as much as you want. You take as much as you want. But I definitely like the idea of trying to reduce the amount of paint, right? So put, you know, 3 pods on a back and hopper only. And I don't like the idea of switching it around either, because, like, you know, then you get, like, your 2 front guys to hand off, like, 2 pods to their back guys. And now the back guys have 5 pods and a hopper, and it's like... It ends up being weird. So I like the idea of just sticking with it. Everyone gets, you know, 700 paintballs or whatever it is. I like it. I mean, because one of the problems we've had, not maybe so much recently, but one of the problems we've had in paintball before is just you know, guys just sitting in bunkers. That's the same guy. That was someone else. Someone else have a hopper problem? Guys just sit in their bunkers and shoot a lot. But I don't know if that's really been that big a problem in the last few years. I think that this last Pro NXL layout, this current layout they're playing, did play a little bit of slower than they have in the past few years, layout-wise. That was a good bunker move. I got a fart. I think you guys heard that, right? Heck yeah. My fart distracted me. Yeah, so I think the layouts are a little bit... Whew. Actually smells. I think that the layouts are just playing a little bit faster, right? So we're not really seeing a lot of those 2-to-1 scores and stuff. So I think that, like, you know, limiting paint was to try to speed the, like, game up. But I think even just, like, positioning the layouts or positioning the bunkers correctly, so the games are just faster and we're not just seeing a bunch of people shooting. Would be good. Uh-oh. Old Salt, did the NXL ever come out with an analysis of the European limited paint format? No. Nope. Nope. I don't know. I don't think they... I just think they, like, were like, okay. So this guy got a... Man, I got a fart again. So someone got a penalty. Man. I got such bad gas. Some people probably think it's gross. I think it's funny. X-Ball mode. This is super long, so we're not going to watch Dufort's entire video. I suggest people go subscribe to Dufort Media. See what I was saying is there's like lots of... There we are right there. I want to see something crazy.
10 seconds.
Crazy. Dufort, like I said, yeah, he's got like lots and lots of videos in here. All kinds of stuff. Lots of CEPL videos, Country Girl and the Boys too. I don't know what that is. Lots and lots of stuff. Ooh, autococker time. Let's watch this. Let's see what this is. It's like a 99.
Bob Long Signature Series. Got all Inception Design pneumatics up front. Sidewinder, HPR.
I had one of these, but it was right-hand feed. Those guns are so tiring to shoot. He's like, oh, he's getting tired already. I like it. Whoop. I like it. But I think that these old guns are cooler with old parts on it. But it probably works better with newer parts, like using these new Inception pneumatics. It looks really good, though. I like it. Whoa, more.
Bonsai Splash Cocker.
Wow.
This gun's a little bit of a mystery to me. All the threads on the front were pre-99. So I have no idea what year this is. But it came to me with an E-blade on it. Went ahead and slapped this hinge frame on it. Has an Evo Ram, Inception LPR, Shock Tech 3-way.
Nice. I don't like that regulator.
I'm gonna shoot a
Passing the Black Magic rig. Although they work fine. So that one he can shoot a little faster because it's got that hinge trigger on it. Dufort, we're just gonna watch your entire channel. What do you have any more? What's the other one? What's this one?
SFL, we're gonna shoot her today. Guys, got my Shock Tech Cocker, CG2, SFL, we're gonna shoot her today.
Damn, that one's super smooth. I like the slow-mo. What is happening? We're going to switch back. I don't know how to pronounce that. We're going to go with Hiko. I appreciate that. $10 super chat, dude. Freaking awesome. You know, you guys super chats. TC has gone on the record to state that the TC, what is TC? TC has gone on the record to state that Europe has not recovered from the 2008 recession, Tom Cole, and that when given choice of limited paint and traditional play teams, by and large pick traditional. I wonder why. I wonder what people's main reason for that. So you're saying that, I'll rephrase that for everyone. So Tom Cole, the president and whatever, main guy in charge of the National X-Ball League, and then in turn in charge of European National X-Ball League, said that Tom Cole said that their economy is still struggling from 2008, and they have not. But I don't know what the heck that has to do. The economy has not recovered from the recession. Tom Cole has gone on the record to state that Europe has not recovered from the 2008 recession. All right. And that when given the choice of limited paint and traditional play, teams picked whatever. So I could see a lot of the teams deciding... I'm going to open up something. I could see a lot of the teams kind of deciding to go and stay with the traditional stuff. You know, they want to shoot unlimited paint for probably two reasons. It's just more fun, you know. I mean, shooting a ton of paint is just fun. And they're just used to it, right? I mean, I think that getting people to change anything is just difficult. And, yeah. But I don't know. I don't know why. I don't think that most of the players would be like, it was terrible or something. So I don't really know. What is interesting, though, and probably more relevant, you said that the economy kind of hasn't recovered from 2008 still, which is insane. Oh, I just noticed that. Wow. This is the upcoming NXL Europe tournament, the NXL Europe, European to ENXL. I always want to say ENXL, but it's NXLE. The National X-Ball League in Europe. So they have a tournament coming up May 26th to 28th. And it's interesting. I mean, the divisions, they have female, pro, semi-pro. I mean, that definitely could have something to do with the economy. Just not even having any divisions. I mean, they literally have pro and semi-pro, and that's all. And there's a bunch of teams in here that probably should not be playing pro, like Austin FSU or the Camp Pendleton Raiders. I mean, I don't know. Some of these teams I recognize for sure, like Breakout Spa, the Drogs from Frankfurt, 5-star. I'm not sure who they are. Joy Division. Lucky 15s, Manchester Firm, Outrage, Camp Carnage, and Camp Vinon. PP Arena, Warsaw. So most of these teams have been like historically pro teams. Mark Franz. I definitely know that name. Why do I know that name? Oh gosh. Where are we going? They're telling me to log in. I thought I was logged in. Yeah. So it's kind of disappointing that Europe is only having, only pro and semi-pro teams. But, if there's not people to play, then I kind of get it. So it does kind of suck, but yeah. What's happening around here? I'll make sure I don't have any noise going off. What is happening? We're talking about Streamlabs. Streamlabs only takes 3% of your donations instead of 30% like YouTube for Super Chats. Just Streamlabs. But how the heck you can't do Super Chats in Streamlabs, though? It's like a totally whole different thing, unfortunately. Yeah. Hiko? I want to say Nico. I appreciate another one of those. For clarification, I didn't mean Europe's economy is not recovered. I mean paintball as a sport in Europe. For sure. But they're still struggling, right? 2008 might have been far back, but I definitely know that paintball was done. COVID really hurt paintball in Europe for a lot of reasons. They had, at least comparatively here to the US, they had far more stricter lockdown stuff, so most of the fields probably were all closed for a long time. Whereas here, I don't even think the paintball field's closed. So, maybe for a weekend they closed. And just in general, money is just harder to come by there. So, yeah. I know it's definitely been hard on them. We'll all come back though, As long as you got your family and beer, good to go. Old Soul, what are you saying? Yes, faster and more points. Sometimes using more paint overall, I heard, but wasn't sure if any teams in NXL ever came out with the numbers. I think you mean it's potentially possible to maybe even shoot more paint with the limited paint. Maybe if you're just running more points and you end up shooting more off the break or something like that. Hanzolo. Paintball was the only thing open during COVID around me. It couldn't even go bowling. Yeah, that was one of the good things about paintball is we had masks on. Terry. I appreciate that super chat, sir. I'm a recreational woods ball player. I wish I was a recreational woods ball player. I classify myself as a recreational speedball player, whatever the hell that is. I don't know. We just don't have any woods. I'm going to Ion this year. Have you gone? I have not. Is anyone going? Excited to the max. So Ion, it's been a long time since I've talked about this. Whoops. Let's go. Ion is the invasion of Normandy scenario. Although I've talked about this recently, and it's not something I talk about often just because it's, freaking far away. It's halfway across the country. Okay, what am I doing here? Events. Wait, this is Skirmish's website. Hold on, I'm all out of sorts here. Okay, I'm like, what's happening here? So, Normandy, the invasion of Normandy, July, is a huge, huge game. I would really like to go to this, though. I mean, I can't. I was like, maybe I'll go this year. I don't know. Probably not. Massive, huge event. One of the coolest things is they, like, kind of recreate some of the D-Day stuff. So you have like landing craft and you get to like storm the beach and stuff like that. It's really cool. Like that guy just looks like he's having a great time. All those people. Where are we at? Where are we doing this thing? Is it still in Oklahoma? I know they had like problems with the property or something, and I don't fully know. I don't fully know where it's at. But there she is right there in all her glory. Oh man, what the freaking... What do they have set up right here? What is this? Oh, containers. There's where your Normandy is. Skirmish. It's on the East Coast, right? Yeah, okay. I thought so. I was like, I thought I moved to Pennsylvania. I started zooming out, and I was like, they moved it to Pennsylvania, didn't they? Oh, there we go. That's what I was looking for. So this is a map of the entire property. See, there's those, like, landing craft. It's really kind of cool. So they actually will start the game. You gotta run out of a landing craft. Skirmish? I know Skirmish is in PA, right? But where, wasn't it in D-Day? Was it D-Day was in Oklahoma? That game, unfortunately, okay. So I'm just getting these confused. I know I was like, I can't remember. But it's so cool. Some of these big games are just great, and unfortunately we don't really get a lot of them around here. I mean, most of this stuff is all going to take place, you know, on this side. There's just so many more people on this side, you know. I'm way the hell over here. You can see my pins in places. I'm way over here. There's just nobody on this side, you know, like no one's over here. Everyone's on this side. Terry, I missed you. It's in PA in the, I appreciate it again, sir. It's in Pennsylvania in the Pocono Mountains. There is a primitive tent camping free, which is really cool. So free camping, it's 3 days. Event Friday night in a 3-hour castle fight. Those are the ones that are fun. Everyone just shoot all your leftover paint. Yeah, I've camped at a couple tournaments. We talked about that last weekend. How everyone used to do it. I mean, when paintball was... It was a lot smaller back in the day. You know, 20 years ago, when I started playing tournaments, it was quite a bit smaller. And kind of had more of like a... I don't know, a different feel to it. So a lot of the times at tournaments, people would drive like hundreds of miles to a paintball tournament, and they'd camp at the tournament. It was a very common thing to camp. And it's a ton of fun. When everyone's just kind of like out messing around at night and, you know, having some beers and sitting by the campfire and telling war stories. It's just fun. I like camping. I would highly recommend camping if you can. That's what I got. Old Soul. They used to have the world record game in Oklahoma. I don't know. Did they set like... Castle Conquest. I don't know. I think that it rings a bell to me, Castle Conquest. I'm not 100% sure if they're still doing it or what the friggin' deal is. Yep. We'll save that. We're going to save some of these things, and I'll talk about them next time. This is something that happened. I don't really have this ready. The NXL released their brackets for the upcoming tournament. And, yeah. I don't know. I wish I could, like, draw on the screen and stuff, but I don't really have that set up. Dynasty. So Group A in this first column is Dynasty, Heat, Infamous, Jesus Lord, Notorious, Austin, Notorious, and Portland or Seattle Uprising. I don't even know what they call themselves anymore. In Group B, Damage, Hurricanes, Diesel, Revo, Russian Legion. Group C, Impact, X Factor, NRG, Elite, Aftermath, Saints, Extreme, Bears. So definitely I'm going to go with Group B is the hardest. I mean, mainly because Damage. I mean, Damage is always good. And then you had the Hurricanes, a brand new pro team who did really well in this first event. Then you have AC Diesel. We all know AC Diesel. They got like Alex Goldman and all that stuff. Revo's really good. And then Russian Legion. They're also really good. But they're missing a bunch of people, so who knows. Jim Thorpe, Pennsylvania. Who is Jim Thorpe? Wasn't he like a old... Yeah, I was going to say a football player, right? He's a member of the Saxon Fox, whatever that is. Football. All right, guys. What do you guys want me to talk about? I ran out of things to talk about. Everyone who super chats is freaking awesome. Terry. I'm going to go with Hiko. Again, Hiko. Nate super chatted, but is way up here. Adam. Awesome, guys. Dawson. I appreciate that so much, guys. Jim Thorpe. What was his things? So he was just like a super athlete, man, huh? He doesn't look like an athlete. He looks like he's British. I don't know if there's a lot of good British athletes. I guess there are. There's this fly. It's been flying around here for so long. The pentathlon. Anyway. Best paintball field I've ever been to is in Liberty. Wait. Oh, you deleted it as I was reading it. Well, yep. The best paintball field I've been to is probably Capitol Edge Paintball Park here in Sacramento, but it doesn't mean goddamn woods, and I just want to play the goddamn woods. I'm so tired of playing in the desert. There's just no freaking woods. Except for, I mean, there are woods, but, you know, it's just so far away. Capitol Edge is really nice, though. We might as well just look at Capitol Edge from the air. So normally when I go to Capitol Edge, I sit right here. It's like... Right here, that goddamn fly. Capitol Edge Paintball Field. This is their Hyperball Field. I really like this Hyperball Field. We kick it on the Hyperball Field all the time. I don't know, that's the Container Field. They got a freaking Mounds Field out here. Here is... I don't know, I don't like this either. Those are big tires. I'm not a fan of these, like, tires. I don't know. I don't like it too much. I don't know, I think they call this Shipment. This field's so big. It's really fun to play in these like containers, though. I really like it. We got like a 7-man Hyperball field right there. Yeah, this is an old... This is not what this looks like now. Airball, airball. Capital Edge paintball field. I don't know. What's a good beginner elbow pad to purchase? I don't know if there's a good beginner one. I mean, elbow pads are so inexpensive. It's not really like, you know, I mean, the most expensive ones are like $70. Well, you can get more expensive ones, but they're all going to be around that like $40 to $60 price, $70 price. I don't know. Elbow pads are hard. I think that, yeah, it's really just all preference. My personal favorite elbow pads are probably two. I really like the Dye elbow pads still. And I also really like the HK Army CTX elbow pad. Those are my two favorite. I mean, yep. It's kind of just whatever. It's kind of just preference. Mufasa, I think that says he likes the infamous Pro DNA ones, which I like too. Yeah, I mean, there's so many good elbow pads. It really is just kind of whatever. It's not like there's one good one and all the other ones suck. I mean, everything's pretty good. You know, at this point, most of the good pads, most of the elbow pads are all pretty good. Just look for the good name. You know, look for name brand stuff. You know, HK, Dye. We were talking about those infamous ones. They're all good. I mean, the real thing is going to be trying them on. I mean, that's the biggest thing. I mean, because, you know, a large from one company is not going to fit like a large from another company. So it's like the infamous pads don't really fit my body that well. So that's kind of why I don't like them. I find that those HK ones are very, very comfortable. The Exalt ProFlexs are also good. I liked the Exalt ones for a long time. Still do. I don't know, they're just so many good pads. Someone says something about those Alpha pads. Yeah, there's the Exalt Alpha pads, which I don't know. They're good for, I think they're good for not like getting shot in the forearms. If you don't want to get shot in the forearms, those Exalt the Alpha pads, yeah, are, I don't know, they work, but they're so like loose. They're not very like made of very stiff fabric, so they're gonna move around on your arm a lot. So if you're not ever diving, those Alpha pads are cool, but yeah. I really like the Dye ones. I think the Dye ones are probably still the best. But I've kind of quit wearing elbow pads too, so I don't even wear elbow pads. I mean, I don't dive. I dive like once every 4 years. So I just have completely quit wearing elbow pads. There's no real point in it. And I kind of quit wearing knee pads too. I haven't worn knee pads like the last, so I don't know, 6 months of playing or something like that. I wear my little like, I have a soft cup I wear on my nuts to protect my junk from getting blasted. And that's all. I'm not wearing knee pads or slider shorts or anything anymore. I just totally stopped. One day I was like, you know, I don't really need this stuff. You know, playing on the airball and on this AstroTurf, I don't really need all this padding. Back in the day when we were playing on grass only, or like dirt, I needed padding. But I play on the airball field or on the AstroTurf so much that I just don't really need pads. The Bunker King V2 Royal Guard elbows. I've never even heard of that. Put like that. Okay, those ones. Royal Guard. I just never heard Royal Guard. I didn't even know they were called that. I actually really like those. The old. Let's just pull those up real fast. The Bunker King elbow pads. One thing that I like about these always is that for me, the one reason I like these is because they're really soft. You know, that elbow spot is like really like gushy and like really like squishy. So that's why I liked these. I think that for some people though, if you're diving a lot, you know, having that like really soft material, is, yeah, it just wears out a little bit faster. Whereas having, oh gosh, come on, die. We were just talking about you. Gear, protective. Nope, I can't click that. Oh, yeah, having a pad that's like this. I mean, you can kind of even see that, like, it's definitely a lot. I mean, it's kind of hard to see. I know what it feels like, so it's definitely a lot kind of stiffer and more solid pad. Where this stuff is just so much gushier that it's not gonna like hold up or probably take as many impacts as like these dye elbow pads are. But that's all stuff that's kind of hard, you know? They're not gonna like put that in the writing anywhere. You're not gonna like see that. That's kind of why I say like trying stuff on is always good. Maxi, it says Bunker King Fly or HK GX Pod pack. I really like those GX ones. That's probably like my favorite pack right now. They look really cool. I've always kind of liked the way the HK packs fit and feel. So I like it. Yeah, the Bunker King Fly harness, I don't really like the way those look. Something about it I just don't like that much. So I just kind of like the HK ones more. It has gel inside. Like these, the elbow pads do. Man, they might have a gel. Do they really have gel? They always say like they're gel foam or whatever, but there's not actually gel inside. You know, it's not gonna like squirt out at you. Bunker Kings. Bunker Kings is okay. I mean, I like that the Virtue stuff's probably okay. I mean, they don't really make Bunker Kings and Virtue. They don't really make the greatest like soft goods ever. I mean, not like they're the greatest ever. All right, I'm gonna go. I guess I'll talk about. I gotta pee. Check those new Pro DNA pants. I probably just talked about them. I talked about them maybe earlier. These right here. I can wear them like this. It's like a, I don't know. They look like a priest or something. Don't they like wear those like kind of like weird things? I don't know. There's an HK Ether? Yeah, it's stupid though. It's just a body. They're literally charging like, what, $25 more? And it just looks like a body. It's just like a cool pattern on the side, which, I don't know. I don't get it. I mean, I think if I was HK, I'd probably like do more and charge more. Like I'd do something else and then charge another like $100. I don't quite get it. I mean, they've made custom versions of guns before, you know. HK have made lots of stuff. They've made Luxes, and they made Bob Long guns. They've made, you know, Planet Eclipse guns. And when they've done those in the past, they're normally like special milling or something that makes it stand out even more. And the Ether 3 that they released is just like a cool color. Or like, you know, pattern on the body. It's not like a different design or anything crazy, so. TM40 or CS3? CS3. I like the ergonomics more and straight up on the CS3. Even if the gun's shot the same, I much prefer the way the CS3 feels over the TM40. But they're both fantastic, you know, it kind of is just, it is kind of just preference, you know, they're both very good. Alright, you sons of bitches. I gotta go pee so bad. I really do. Okay, we're gonna end this thing. I appreciate everybody. Everyone who freaking super chats, it's absolutely amazing. It's one of the ways, only way I can make money doing these live streams. So I appreciate everyone very much. And tune in next time, 4 p.m. Thursday.